So here are the lineups. Natalie Milicic, she's cut a frustrated figure at this tournament, the Singapore head coach. Confidence must be an issue for them as they're still searching for their first win.
Yeah, indeed. But they start this game with their 6'1" target, young shooter Lee. Alongside her, So at goal attack, Lim at wing attack, Kwok at centre, Aideen at wing defence, Teo at goal defence, and Nair, the intercept queen, who has really performed for them at goalkeeper. For Samoa, we have Tanimo and Sanola taking up those shooting ends. 19 years old is our goal attack. Luamanu at wing attack, Nutalita at centre, Sapalo at wing defence, Misa that we've talked about at goal defence, and Mas Marston, she's played in New Zealand, she's got experience.
Let's welcome our officials for this match, the on-court umpires, Michelle Fippard and Angela Armstrong.
The Netball World Cup continues in Liverpool. We are into Group E. It is Samoa up against Singapore. Samoa already have booked a place in the playoff for 13th place on Friday. Singapore looking for their first win of the tournament. Samoa get us underway in Pool E, day 6 of the Netball World Cup, and the 6th straight game for both of these teams. Singapore without a win so far. Samoa looking for their 3rd straight as Toa Tanimo starts the scoring off for Samoa. She had 80 of 87 coming into this game. Pam, she's the key person up front for Samoa.
Yeah, she is indeed. They do share the load up though with their goal shooter and goal attack, but those percentages really high. If they can get the ball to her, she's more than likely going to score it.
Here's Charmaine So, the captain of Singapore. Speaking of shooting, they're a few better at this tournament than the Singaporean goal attack. Pei Shan Lee just having to hand over possession there to Samoa.
Yeah. But they win it back on that transverse line, and that's what's good to see. Even when they have lost the ball, they went straight back on defence and were able to work that transverse line to get the ball back. Nice.
Here is Pei Shan Lee, 19 years of age, and she's successful with her first attempt on goal.
Good position in there from the goal attack, so just getting across the line of the ball so that she could get a hand to it.
Tanimo. 6'2", playing a 22nd international.
Rasmussen.
Another turnover for Samoa. Yeah, Rasmussen, well worked.
Over here, with me, wing attack, step back. Thank you.
She's based in New Zealand. I was in her team actually with Mystics when I was over there. Very strong in defence, a good leader.
Samoa just naming 11 players for this one. Soli Ropati has the flu, so she's taking the day off. But she'll hope to be recovered and back for the 13th place playoff, which will be against Fiji next Friday morning. These teams will have a day off tomorrow. Gee, they deserve it, don't they? 6 games in 6 days. Absolutely brutal, this schedule at the Netball World Cup.
Yeah, really been difficult for this group, just having to go day in, day out, 60 minutes every day of hardcore work. And so, yeah, they'll be relishing that day off tomorrow.
Tanimo from mid-range. Teams last met at the Netball World Cup in 2015. Samoa won that 46-39. They've in fact won all 3 previous meetings at Netball World Cups. Nicely done from Sindhu Nair. And Singapore can work it up court here.
That is contact shooter.
Good pressure from Samoa, keeping Singapore up the court. They're back marking.
There's the centre, Shuyi Kwok, combination with Kimberly Lim in mid-court, crucial. Feeding the ball in to Pei Shan Lee, here she is. The goal shoot.
Yeah, Yeah, she's got a slower shot on her. Just takes her time to turn. She positions herself well. But as we see here, this turnover. Nah.
Advantage offside.
Great footwork.
Saw Sindhu Nair work tirelessly against Sri Lanka the other day. As Charmaine So misses one. That's a rare thing.
Throw it.
She often shoots from long range, Charmaine So. She doesn't mind shooting from distance. Not successful on that occasion.
Offside centre, free pass.
Charmaine So, 99 of 126 into this tournament. Pei Shan Lee, a little short. Samoa come away with it, but
Contact with your
Kimberly
tap.
Lim receives the
Advantage
contact call.
instruction.
Tough, isn't it, Pam, when you 5 days in a row, you work really hard for a result, things don't go your way. They only won 1 quarter
What's here?
across 5 games of netball, Singapore, at this tournament. Sindhu Nair's just cops one on the schnoz.
Time, lad. Goalkeeper.
She might need a little bit of attention.
Centre. Ball, please.
Oh, just the head there, getting into her nose. That would be painful.
I know.
Eyes watering
Can we
right
get
now, I
blood
think.
from court, please? Blood kit.
Blood kick, please.
But as we were saying there with Singapore, she looks like it's bleeding. Yes, there's a lot of blood coming out of that.
Clean it up.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. She was defending closely, very tight, wasn't she? And
I think she's checked.
heads collided. We keep you up to date with all the rules and regulations as we go through the Netball World Cup. There you go. Timeouts for injuries or illness.
Yeah.
She had 30 seconds to leave the court, but I think she did it in 3.
Yeah, she knew the blood was pouring, so it was straight off that court, trying to get it stemmed. So hopefully she can make it back on court again. She is key for that Singapore team.
Natalie
thank
Milicic,
you.
the New Zealander who coaches Singapore, former head coach of the New Zealand Central Zone. Experienced. Looking for Singapore's first win
contact.
here.
That is contact centre.
So it's Toe who's come on for Sindhu Nair as Toa Tanamino has her 3rd goal of the match. Samoa leading Singapore 5-2. 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter here in Group E.
Nice work, good timing just to come through those defenders, but on the shot again, she's not started well, has she, Lee? That's 3 from 4. Sorry, 2 from 4.
Yeah, 2 from 4, 50%. You need a better return than that, don't you, from your
Guys,
target
offside with the
shooter.
fence. Out of court.
He's going out of court there, Samoa, so Singapore will inbound the ball. I don't mind the long bomb. Singapore, Carmen goes, currently on the replacements bench. Her connection with this woman, Charmaine So, is one worth watching when Go comes off the bench. We saw a couple of passes on day 4 from
Footwork.
Carmen Go.
Yeah, so they're just
Inside the
getting a bit sloppy with their feet in terms of regrounding that landing foot before she passed the ball off. I think these 6 games played in a row is really having a tell on these 2 teams. You're not seeing as much dynamic movement on attack. Not as many options as you would like for the ball carrier.
Footwork.
Yeah, new format of this Netball World Cup this time around with the 3 group games in stage 1 and a further 3 in stage 2, and then we're into the crossover semi-finals. Brilliantly kept in play by Lumanu, and Toa Tanimo finishes it off.
Great work here, right on the edge of the baseline. And to have that vision and that skill level to pass that ball straight back on.
Instruction keeper.
Tanimo, that's 5 straight now for her, 100%. Under the goal for Tanimo.
Breaking defence. To obstruction goal defence. instruction, both.
Samoa started their tournament with 3 straight losses, but since then, Charmaine So, that's the shooting I'm talking about.
Yes.
From that kind of range, it's been pretty much automatic all tournament long.
Pinpoint right there, so close. Her
That is
heels were
okay,
almost
no
on the
foul,
edge of the
okay.
circle. That's how far out she was.
That is
But they
contact
needed that
centre.
accuracy from Singapore. Samoa sitting on 100% and continue that.
Salanoa, the goal attack. Chimes in for Samoa.
Contact, wing defence, out of hands. That's it, wing defence. Samoa, wing defence beside. Yes? Advantage obstruction.
Singapore just that one quarter. They won all tournament run. That was against Fiji yesterday. Second quarter of that game. They fought all the way, but
Yes.
yet to pick up their first win, this Charmaine So again. It's just so silky, isn't it, that shot?
Hold time, Singapore goal keep.
Couple of changes for Singapore here. Quite early on in the opening quarter, Pei Shan Lee heads to the sideline, and that's Kai Wei To who replaces the shooter. That's often been the starting shooting combination up front for Singapore. Charmaine So and Kai Wei To. Perhaps that low percentage for Pei Shan Lee early on is the reason she's been
Advantage break, wing
given a
defence.
seat on the replacements bench. Natalie Milicic acting early on in this game, trying to change the dynamic.
Yeah, I think so, Rupert. I think you're right in terms of they can't afford in these games to be at those 50% that Lee was on. So really sensible to make that change up with someone she knows has a high accuracy.
9-4. Samoa leads Singapore. Approaching the final 5 minutes of this first quarter. Into So once more. Charmaine So, the captain, drains another one.
So composed, look at her. She doesn't even flinch. Such, as you say, that silkiness in her shot and smooth through the ring.
Well kept in play by Tanimo.
And good backup on the line from Sapolu.
Centre Nulatia into the goal attack. Salanoa. And she continues her perfect record on goal so far. Good interception from Melody Teo, the goal D for
Misa, that we were
Misa.
talking about earlier.
Get my teams mixed up, Pam. Yeah, good work from Misa at the back.
Throw in. Hold time. Straight up.
Misa has started well. We bigged her up at the start of this game in terms of how many intercepts and deflections she gets, but it's crucial to give Samoa those opportunities, and it starts from the back, and it helps that she's got great people out in front of her shutting down the options.
Contact out of hands. wing
Charmaine
attack.
So playing high
Contact wing
over the
defence.
transverse line, and she heads down closer to
Contact
goal
wing
now.
defence again. No, it's on the wing defence through the back. It's not you centre. Yes.
Shawala
Advantage
Rashid
obstruction
at
centre.
centre, feeds it into
Whole time. It's 3 in a row. Okay.
Shin Tan.
Caution. Where you are.
Michelle Fippard there, the Aussie umpire. She did give clear guidance saying that was contact, wing defence, 3 in a row, hence she gave the caution.
We've seen quite a bit of that at this tournament, haven't we? The umpires have been very vocal. They haven't been slow to make their decisions, and we've got a sending off at this tournament as well. Stella Oyella in that game against the Roses, of course. And is that a change-up? Is that something different at this tournament, Pam? Are the umpires being a bit stricter than normal?
Yeah, I think they're being a lot clearer from back when I used to play. I think it's developed in terms of how much guidance they give teams and individual players, which I think is really good, because you want to know what you're doing that's wrong, and you want it to be clear and concise. And the umpires in this tournament, I think, have done that.
Advantage obstruction.
It's
wing
whether then the
attack.
players listen.
It's always the way, isn't it? You can
Advantage obstruction.
talk them as much as you like, but are they taking it in? Jin Yi Tan with her second goal. of the contest. Yeah, the umpires for this one, Michelle Pippard and Angela Armstrong-Lush.
That is contact and offside.
Nice work there. Great pulling to the post. Dinamo popped front, drawing those two defenders.
Samoa made their World Cup debut in Sydney in 1991.
What a take.
Centre at the edge.
That was Shawala Rashid
You're
for
holding it to inside arm keeper. Yes. Beside her.
the contact there. Nulatia. A lovely take, and Charmaine Say just can't quite convert.
Yeah, putting too much on that after that amazing work she did on the baseline to keep that ball in.
Here comes Samoa. Tanimo. Ball goes into Salanoa once more. They're efficient, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not a flair kind of netball, but it's on point.
That's exactly right, Rupert. It's direct, it's sharp. You're not seeing these long passes, people taking it on one foot.
Contact outside.
But they're quick, they're efficient, and they're on point.
Outside.
And that's
Easy,
nice.
over the top.
It's clever there, using that they knew a defender was out, set up a screen. Just makes it a lot easier as a shooter when you get the ball uncontested.
Samoa defeated all 4 of their regional rivals, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, who they'll play for 13th place on Friday, and the Cook Islands in their regional qualifier to reach the Netball World Cup here in Liverpool, as Chinyi Tan is successful for mid-range for Singapore. Toa Tanimo just
That's
bossing this
offside way.
forward circle for Samoa right now. She's a physical player and she's making life pretty difficult for Melody Teo at the moment, and Nakila Randin. Here she is again. Fancies this one from a little further out and bumps it in off the front rim. Talofa to all the Samoan fans watching.
Yeah, there's been great support from all the nations throughout this competition.
Do you know what? It's just been fantastic,
It
hasn't
has.
it? I was walking around the stadium yesterday
Outside the circle.
and the Ugandans were outside and they were dancing. They were walking around with a speaker with blaring out music, and they're dancing around, and people are getting involved, taking photographs, selfies with them, dancing along. It's just absolutely fantastic, the kaleidoscopic world of the Netball World Cup.
Yeah, it's been it's like a carnival atmosphere. Everyone just getting involved and watching some amazing top-class netball.
Of that there is no doubt. Talking of top class, Toa Tamino. And the whistle goes for the end of the first quarter. Samoa have had the better of it. They are in pole position in Group E, and they've been strutting their stuff here early on against Singapore. They lead it 16-9. Samoa leading Singapore 16-9. And it's Samoa who have the centre pass to get us underway in this second quarter, looking for their 3rd win in as many days. They've already booked a place in the 13th place playoff. On Friday morning they will play Fiji. As Tanimo picks up where she left off in the first quarter. It was a cracking game on day 4 against Fiji. 55-54, closest game at the Netball World Cup so far. So that should be an absolute belter on Friday morning between those two.
Contact advantage offside centre.
Samoa just winning by 1 goal.
Charmaine So. No problem from there for her. That's her 4th goal of this match. Singapore still looking for their 1st win.
Contact goal shooter.
Overcooking that pass, not letting it land. You need, when the balls come into the circle, it just needs to drop right in front of the shooter if their defender is pushing up on their back.
Jin Tan and Charmaine So in the circle for Singapore.
It's really quick, isn't she, on that flick through? This is a fab start from Singapore.
It's almost like a double-handed shot, isn't it? That right hand helps it on its way.
And again, scoring off their centre pass.
It's a good start to the second quarter for Singapore. Reduced the deficit to 5 goals. You'll see the dot next to Samoa on the bottom left of the screen. That means it's Samoa's centre pass. Of course, this game's all about turning the ball over on the opposition centre pass so you can get ahead.
Indeed. And especially if you can do that off their centre pass and score yours, that's 2 up.
Yeah, alternate centre passes, of course, no matter who scores.
Playing the ball.
So playing very high up to the transverse line, but loses the handle there, and Samoa come away with it.
Good structure. With the goal defence, step forward goal defence. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, Tanama just missed one in that last passage of play. But she doesn't miss that time round. 13 out of 14 for her.
And Messi was 100% in the opening quarter. So Sanimo. There are the stats. Salanoa.
Contact.
The goal
With the goal
attack.
defence.
6 from 6
Goal
for
defence,
her.
step forward.
Yeah, no problem from that kind of range for Tanimo.
Stretching off fins, outside, out. Advantage offside,
Kimberly Lim
centre.
just
Contact ball, goal fence.
scoops it into Charmaine So.
That's it.
Misa just getting called there on a couple of obstructions and contacts.
Good rebound from Jin Tan on the missed Charmaine So shot. You could be forgiven for thinking you might not need to rebound the way Charmaine So's shooting, but Tan staying alive.
Well seen. I thought she was just going to miss that. Lamanu. But right on the 3rd second finds. Great elevation. And good ball placement. That's what helps. Because, yeah, you might be able to jump 5 foot in the air, but if that ball isn't put in the right place, it makes no difference.
That is contact, offside centre.
Lim, laser-like pass into Charmaine So as she came through the back door.
Yes. Good work there from Lim. From So, sorry. I like this view, how we can see them coming down the court. The quick hands, the way they change the angles.
Singapore!
Yeah, you get a real idea of how quickly Samoa moved the ball
That is breaking
up
goal
court there.
fence.
That's what separates the Tier 1 sides and the Tier 2 sides. The ability in transition to elevate the netball up the court. The big sides do it with such pace and accuracy as Charmaine So. She's metronomic right now.
Another long bomb there. But look at this pass to find her on that baseline. She gives it a little fake just to get Misa up in the air and then swoosh.
Sanimo left alone to pick up her 16th goal of this Group E game. Singapore started their tournament against Barbados, Malawi and New Zealand. No results there. As a turnover for Samoa again. Tanimo does well to keep it in court to Salanoa. Really good backing up from T. Salanoa.
Yeah, great positioning as they went round the edge of the circle, but that was because every other option was shut off. So Rasmussen knew that ball was going to go across and was able to position herself well to get the intercept.
Salanoa once more. 10 goals the difference. It was tight at the start of the second quarter, but Samoa just flexing their muscles once more, extending that lead. Good interception. Samoa, that was Lenora Misa. She came into this game with 19 intercepts.
Oh, unlucky. But there was such pace coming down the court, but it was all straight down the middle. You just needed it to change it up a little bit on the angle, just to give her space on that baseline so it would have gone towards the goal rather than off the back line.
Throw in.
Singapore just lose the handle. Shawala Rashid just unable to keep that in court.
Advantage offside, advantage contact with attack. Advantage contact goal defense.
Great screen and vision.
Samoa.
Boom. Amazing screen set up by the shooters in the circle to find her on the baseline.
Contact with defense.
England up in action later today, Pam, against Trinidad and Tobago. Their next match, they're, to all intents and purposes, booked a place in the semi-finals already. The big game against South Africa on Thursday night. But what do you think Tracy Neville will do in terms of selection and the way she uses her squad against Trinidad and Tobago later this afternoon?
I think, yeah, there will be a squad performance we'll see this afternoon. She'll want to rotate the likes of Rachel Dunn, Nat Panagari, Nat Haythornthwaite, Fran Williams, who we didn't see play in that Jamaica game, will be, I believe, on the court today. And it'll be about keeping those legs fresh going into the South Africa game, but still allowing people to get a run out on the court. And England have done that really well in this competition, how they've used all 12 players.
Keeper. Guidance goal.
Roses unbeaten so far. I was in a cafe yesterday. It was their day off, of course. The Roses saw Rachel Dunn, you mentioned her, and Chelsea Pittman grabbing a coffee yesterday morning, and
Contact goal defense.
a couple of young fans came in and saw them and looked up wide-eyed and said, "Please, can I have your autograph?" And they signed away. And they really have, you know, captured hearts and minds here in Liverpool, the Roses, haven't they? This place is sold out every evening when they play. Liverpool really has taken this tournament to its heart.
Yeah, definitely, and it's been so great. And that's what I love about the netball family and community. They give back, and that's what these girls, even though they're playing in this amazing top competition, they're still giving their time to sign autographs, take photos, meet the fans that have come to support them.
I saw you signing a few just before centre pass as well, Pam.
It's nice to be recognised.
Guidance direction goal attack. Guidance
Charmaine
direction
So
keeper throw-in.
tries to dink it into Jin Yi Tan.
Hold time.
You get a real idea of the court movement from this aerial view here.
Yeah.
The way attacking players try to lose their defenders. The bump and spin. Such great footwork to watch.
Yeah. And when teams do video analysis, you'll see majority of them position the camera at the end third so they can see how the patterns play down, coming down the court.
Footwork. Inside the circle. Inside goalkeeper. Thank you.
Turnover though against Samoa. (28-17), Samoa leading Singapore, approaching the final 5 minutes of the first half. Samoa back-to-back wins on days 4 and 5. 65 goals against Sri Lanka, their highest score so far. Already up to 28 here.
Contact with defense.
Ooh, that was a crunch of a
Contact.
hit there. Lim picking herself up though.
I think it's one of the things you notice immediately when you come and watch elite netball if you're not accustomed to it. It's how physical the game is. We've seen some really tough tussles at this Netball World Cup so far. Officially a non-contact sport, but don't tell the players.
Exactly, they're contesting. But yeah, it's tough out there. Body on body.
Contact shooter.
Nice there from Rasmussen.
Guidance direction.
Getting back for that intercept. But it's so much pressure that the players get when they take the ball.
Centre third.
And then you have to, only 3 seconds to then deliver a good pass to the right person.
Yeah, held ball. If you're done for 3 seconds, you've got to release it within that period of time. Speaking of physicality, Kimberly Lim just being shoved out of the way there.
Again.
Come around. Wing D. Come around.
Francis Solia, Samoan coach. He played at the 2003 and 2007 Netball World Cups for Samoa.
Hands before. Contact goal shooter.
Unlikely miss from Tan from right underneath. Frustrated with that one.
Yeah, she was sat on 100%. Now goes to 8 from 9. So yeah, she'll be disappointed that perfect record is gone.
Samoa go about their work, moving the ball quickly, working the triangles, but
Nice.
just as I say that, it's Singapore that come up with the intervention to steal possession back.
Teo really running her feet on that one.
Contact with the fence.
Singapore 7 deflections, Samoa 8. So it's been pretty similar across the board in some of the stats. But it's the way Samoa have finished off is what's keeping them in top. Great, see how far she came back from to get that.
Melody Teo broke through the 50 cap barrier in the opening day of the Netball World Cup.
Samoa halfway. Whole time. Yeah, throw it.
All these players balance other occupations along with their netball careers. Melody Teo is a PE teacher by trade, as well as an international netballer.
Yeah, we've got doctors here, lawyers, aviation specialists, military personnel. The list goes on. These are phenomenal women who are such great role models for the young generation coming through.
Distraction goal tag.
Yeah, Adi Bolakoro, who Samoa will be playing against when they play Fiji tomorrow. She's in the British Army. She's a soldier.
Offside, Samoa centre. At the top.
Melody Teo.
Advantage
Off to her
distraction
centre.
goal
Shawala
shooter.
Rashid. Long pass from Kimberly Lim. Gets it back and into Charmaine So. Rushes out of the goal circle. Good ball movement here from Singapore. Over the top to Charmaine So. And
Distraction. Hands before.
that's her kind of range. It's almost as if there's another circle on this court. And Charmaine So anywhere from about 5 or 6 feet, it's money for Jan.
Yeah, indeed. And that's great confidence to put that ball in. Sometimes feeders feel scared to put the lifted ball into taller defenders, but if they've got their head down or you get the right angles, it will work.
Advantage causing wing.
Well, not the tallest player, Charmaine So, just 1.77 meters, but she makes the most of it. 8 goals the difference. Samoa leading Singapore, approaching the final minute of the first half. Good intervention again from Melody Teo, but unlucky break for Singapore. She did so well, but
Contact goalkeeper.
She
This
did,
side,
but it
this
fell
side.
into Samoan hands.
Goalkeeper's beside. Thank you. Obstruction. Advantage goal.
Toa
Samoa.
Tanimo with her 19th goal of the first half. T. Salanoa alongside her up there. She's still 100%, 10 from 10. Well worked.
Oh, great play, living on the edge were Samoa.
Right on cue. The goal attack and goal shoot. Working in tandem there. Jinyi Tan just in time as the clock ticks down. Spins it in for Singapore.
Again, contact called, so she gets the opportunity to retake this call.
Even though time's up on the clock because of the decision, Tanimo composes herself, drains another one, just to put an exclamation mark on this first half from Samoa. They have been dominant. A 10-goal lead at the break. They lead Singapore by 31 to 21. So Samoa on course for another win here. It'll be their third in as many days in Group E, on course for a 13th place playoff against Fiji on Friday morning. They'll have the day off tomorrow, these two sides, Singapore and Samoa. Samoa with a 10-goal lead over Singapore as it stands. Shawala Rashid with the centre pass for Singapore. Gets the second half underway. Nice ball in early on to Jin Yi Tan, the goal shoot for Singapore. Converts it well.
Yeah, that was good, and she faked, and a lovely intercept coming from the back there from So, but they just can't keep possession of it, and Samoa straight back on the attack.
Rachel Rasmussen with excellent work at the back for
Guard
Samoa.
side wing. Contact.
Fabulous ball placement, and that's the difference between Samoa and Singapore here. Samoa are not afraid to swing that ball around the edge of the circle until it opens up.
Number 21 for Toa Tanimo.
Great intercept from Rasmussen.
Over the head pass into Jin Yi Tan. Can't quite keep the handle. Here's a look at the starting sevens. Melody Teo, Akila Andine. Sindhu Nair back on. She went off for as a blood replacement in that first half. Copped a knock on the nose. Good to see her back.
Yeah, she started at goalkeeper when she got that hit, but now they brought her on at wing defence.
Samoan fans enjoying this game. 34-22, they lead Singapore. Singapore with the centre pass.
3 now they've tried to force into this circle, and the Samoan defence have just been sat front position. They need to be able to play this ball around.
Advantage offside, centre.
It's all about supply and service and distribution. This game, as the shot from Tan just bounces over the back line. They've got the shooting quality. You didn't see it on that occasion, but more often than not, Charmaine So's on the bench at the moment, but Kai Wei To's come on at goal attack. She's a sharp shooter as well, but it's all about giving them the service, giving them the opportunity close to the goal to keep their shooting percentage high.
Yes, indeed.
Advantage offside goal attack.
Nice pass into Tanimo from the
Quick.
centre. Nulatia, that was a laser-like ball into the circle.
Indeed, and that's making the ball do the work for them.
Position goal defence.
Not so great on that occasion.
Yeah, they're human after all, Samoa. They really have bossed this group in the second stage.
Throw it.
Wins over Fiji and Sri Lanka. Real cracker against Fiji. Oh, well done, yeah.
Great work.
Kai Wei To.
Singapore centre.
On that edge of the circle, they lost possession of it, but they didn't give up. And she went straight back on defence. Look at her come round this circle, like hug the line so she didn't go offside and get 2 hands on it.
Advantage contact wing. Advantage contact centre.
Come and go at wing attack for
Advantage offside.
Singapore. There she is,
Contact
feeding the ball
goalkeeper.
into Kai Wei To once more. Just hands it off to Jin Yi Tan for her 11th goal of the match.
Yep, she came on well, replacing Lee, who started the game. And he's having some amazing
Contact
stats.
goalkeeper.
As we were saying, though, it's just the opportunities to go to goal, though, has not been high.
Toa Tanimo with another for Samoa. Whatever happens here, they will play Fiji on Friday morning in the match for 13th place, and they played an absolute cracker against each other a couple of days ago. 55-54 it finished.
The no-look pass just not coming off. You always have to keep your eye on the ball.
Contact goal shooter. Step back goal shooter. Step back. Throw it. Samoa throw it. Yes. Advantage contact and
Rapali
offside.
Sapolu.
shooter.
Wing defence for Samoa. Inbounds the ball, and here they go about their work
Got work.
once more. We saw from that aerial shot before, really good movement in the front third from Samoa, but turnover there for Singapore on that occasion. Shawala Rashid brings it away. Over the top into
Contact goalkeeper. Hold tight, it's okay. Yeah. Next to her. Good. Centre, I need to blow time back.
Nice bounce pass into Jinyi Tan.
Samoa centre.
So as we see here, she fakes to the top, but does a bounce pass and nutmegs her shooter under the post. Oh, that's got to hurt.
Did it with the eyes. Did her own teammate with the eyes. Laumanu on the edge of the circle for Samoa. Well intercepted by Sindhu Nair.
She was getting those intercepts at goalkeeper when she started the game. But again, it's the general play turnover that's really letting Singapore down. But they get it back again down on the defensive end. So defense doing well, attack need to be a little bit more careful with their possession.
Ooh, sliding on the floor there is come and go. That looked dicey. She's okay. Back on her feet.
Contact centre, centre third.
Just for good measure, she gets a shove from
third,
Nulatia.
centre. Step back. Yes.
No quarter given here between Samoa and Singapore in Group E. Singapore looking for their first win of the tournament.
Advantage contact with
Samoa
defence.
looking to consolidate their position in this group. That's a
Singapore
lovely
centre.
looking shot from Kai Wei So.
Yeah, I liked it from her. As we see here, this intercept from Na coming back onto the court at wing defence.
Contact goal attack. Advantage offside.
Those bounce passes not seeming to work for Singapore.
Bad instruction, shooter.
36-25, Samoa leading Singapore. Here they come again, feeding it in is Nulatia. Goal attack, Salanoa just hands it off to a shooter, Toa Tanimo. That combination reaping dividends once again.
Yeah, really, really working well and sharing the load a bit.
Bad contact with defence.
Tanimo, great position.
Pulls that ball out of the air so strongly, but again, it's also the pass that helps her. It drops, look at here, it just sits nicely right into her hands so that she can put it down and put the shot up.
Yeah, Sindhu Nair defending behind. Tanimo well kept in by T. Salanoa.
Oh, you wanted that one to go in just to reward that work.
Goalpost, ladies.
The core that she had to keep this in and composure just to offload it to her partner.
Yeah, it won't make the highlights show though, will it? Because she didn't convert the opportunity as Samoa turn it over again.
Bad instruction, shooter.
And a little inefficient by their standards, Samoa, in this third quarter so far.
Yeah.
Yes, wing defence.
Lost possession quite a few times now.
And they'll want to up this, so even though, yes, they are playing Singapore, they've got a big game to play again against Fiji, who would have learnt from the last time those two sides met, only one goal in it. But you need to make sure that consistency seeps up, and we see there again, another bad pass and the ball goes off the court.
Seeing quite a few turnovers in this game. Both teams in the 20s for turnovers. Is that a sign of fatigue, these players having to play this sixth game in as many days? It's a torrid schedule here. Is that why we're seeing a few errors?
I think that definitely does play a part in it. You can see that they're not as sharp as they would have been on those first couple of days. But you have to adapt though. So if you know you're not going to get those quicker movements or that definite drive, change up what you're passing. Make the pass a little bit slower. Give them more time to get into those spaces.
Bad instruction, goal attack.
Long pass over the top. Jinyi Tan finishes it off. Oh, that's Singapore's brightest moment so far. Here's the quarter split, 16-9, quarter number one. Closer in the second, 15 to 12 and even closer so far in the third, 7-8. So Singapore, bit by bit, finding their feet here.
Yeah, really coming out strong after that half-time break. Causing Samoa to make a lot of errors. As we said, the general play turnover is high, but their accuracy now has gone off. Bringing Tan on. She's 14 from 15, but look at this pass. Having that confidence and that elevation from Tan to pull that ball down.
Back one step. Better.
Goal D for Samoa. She's got some height on her. That pass had to be perfect, and it was. Still 10 goals the difference, though. Singapore with the centre pass. Shawala Rashid, the centre, off to Kai Wei To. Hands it into Jinyi Tan, but well blocked and turned over from the goalkeeper Rasmussen. Brilliantly done.
Yeah, great hands for that elevation. And timing, that was what was key. To jump at the right time.
Yeah, difficult, isn't it? You've got to keep the 3 feet.
Yes.
You can't get right up close and personal, so...
Great one hand and then 2 hands going for that second replay.
I think Jinyi Tan thought she might have got a contact call there. There was a bit of contact, but perhaps after the turnover was made.
Yes, I agree.
Kai Wei To from longer range.
Nice.
Rattles that one home. Lovely shot.
Watch this here.
Singapore centre.
Nah, coming on. She's having a big impact for this Singapore team.
She looks at home, doesn't she, at wing defence?
Yeah.
Sindhu Nair. You'd almost seen her play in the back court, but went off in the first half after getting a big knock on the nose, a bit of claret. She got patched up, and she's back out there.
Obstruction, step before the jump.
Don't want to jinx this, but could this be the first quarter that Singapore win in this whole World Cup?
Well, they did win one against Fiji.
Apologies.
Second quarter. So this would be their second, but yeah, they've been hard to come by, putting a good 15 minutes together, but they're doing very well here in quarter number 3 against Samoa. 3 to go in the third quarter. And it's Singapore who've had the better of it so far. Samoa come away with it. Cut out those turnovers as Sindhu Nair goes for another intercept. She's been impressive.
Really impressive. She's gone on everything.
There she goes again, fighting for everything, Sindhu Nair. Lifting her team by adding some energy, and they're the replacements.
So those two from add-in at goal defence, but Sindhu Nair has been supporting us so well, so the two of them have been creating those opportunities for the intercepts. Way back, all on her own. Amazing vision to see that. Go at wing attack.
We saw this in their previous game. Come and go. She loves the long pass. She was feeding them into Charmaine So in their match against Fiji. Did it 3 or 4 times. Sunny Detol with her first goal of the match.
That would be good for her in terms of just stepping onto the court after that substitution and getting your first shot in. Just gives you a little bit of ease.
Yeah, she was 66 of 82 attempts across the first 5 matches. Sanita To'o.
Yep, outside the circle.
Good distributor as well.
Advantage obstruction keeper. To obstruction.
Jinyi Tan cuts the deficit to 9 once more. Natalie Milicic enjoying this third quarter from Singapore. Toa Tanimo again. Every time Singapore score at one end. Tanimo seems to come up with the answer at the other. High overhead take from Kai Wei-to. She heads to the circle. Shawala Rashid gives it to Kai Wei-to, and she scores it. Deserved that, didn't she?
Yes, she did indeed. She's been working so hard. A lovely shot, nice and high, and a great swish from the edge.
Toa Tanimo waits till the final second, counted down by the exuberant crowd here in the M&S Bank Arena. Samoa still lead Singapore after 3 quarters. 10 goals the difference.
Pretty good time. We're going to have a chat with some very obvious Samoa fans.
Charmaine So in the back of the shot there. She's the key shooter for Singapore. Singapore with the centre pass to start the 4th quarter. 10 goals behind Samoa. They won the 3rd quarter. No, it was tied actually, 13 each, but they'll take that given the struggles they've had at this tournament. Someone's lost a shoe.
Keep it aside and we'll just wait till the shoe goes on.
Yeah, so umpire calling time so that we can put the shoe on.
Seen this a couple of times actually over the last few days. I'm always telling my kids, do your laces up properly.
Yeah, double knot. Always do a double knot.
Yeah.
Let's see if she does.
Lenora Misa.
Yes, good girl.
Keeping the shoe sponsors happy. Missed shot from Kai Wei-to. Charmaine So is back off the replacements bench, and she is successful with the putback.
You see from Singapore, Kwokka's come back on a wing attack, and William at wing attack, Kwokka wing defence.
Contact wing.
Samoa playing left to right in their blue dresses. Hand off from Sanita Toa to Tanimo.
Singapore.
Toa Tanimo, that's number 33. Francis Solia, Samoan head coach, looking on, and she'll enjoy that moment. Another turnover against Singapore.
Yeah, Rasmussen learning from those 2 long bombs that beat her in that 3rd quarter and getting that intercept. Well positioned, but that ball was low.
Spanish breaking wing attack.
Yeah, a little telegraph too as well, wasn't it, from Kimberly Lim? You could see that coming from up here. Charmaine So.
Contact centre.
Good quick hands. Nice play there from Singapore.
It's their best combination, isn't it? Kai Wei-to and Charmaine So. They're very fluid, these two together.
They are. They seem to read each other so well. Again, look at her, the no-look pass. The defenders think she's going for the shot, but she just quickly takes it off her left hand.
Yeah, she was looking up at block 52 here in the M&S Bank Arena when she passed that to Charmaine So, and she gets one of her own, Kai Wei-to. And again, so Tanimo, she just gets that deep position on a regular basis.
That is contact goal attack.
Almost intercepted.
Yeah, and there it is. And
So.
that's because, sorry, the Samoan defensive end, they're level with each other. So if it beats one, it's going to beat both of them. They need to offset themselves a bit so that they can run on that back ball as it goes over the top.
Tanimo, number 36. Still 10 goals the margin, 12 to go in this 4th quarter. Here's another no-looker from Kai Wei-to.
Obstruction.
Oh, but she gets another shot, which is good. And she's lost it away. Formidable start here from Singapore, better. That shooting combination definitely working to their favour.
Stretching keeper.
Nice! I love that shot from Toe. Such confidence, such smoothness.
That just side goal attack.
So
And the
Singapore
crowd.
started the fourth quarter, 10 goals behind. They've cut it to 8. Here they come again. Kai Wei Toe and a handoff to Charmaine So. And she misses the Singaporean captain.
That distraction goal
They needed that one just to take them 2 up. And you can hear how the crowd have lifted from their performance. They look like they've got more energy. It's the fourth quarter. And they've got that spark.
Throw it.
I think Natalie Milicic, the head coach, has given Singapore a bit of a rocket at three-quarter time here. There she is, the New Zealander. They've come out fighting here.
Samoa now dropping that zone defense in, and it pays dividends for them. Singapore needed someone just to drive through that, to break it up and move the defensive end of Samoa.
Sanita To'o into Tanimo. Toa Tanimo. 37 from 40 for her. Over 90%. That's what you want from your goal shoot.
Hold time. That's intentional obstruction. I'm advancing it for delay into the circle, and it's a caution in defence. Where you are now.
Yeah, so intentional delay to the game, so she gets a caution and it's advanced onto the post because she would have been deemed to have put Samoa at a disadvantage.
Yeah, seen plenty of cautions handed out, warnings at this Netball World Cup. The umpires have been hot on repeated infringing. We've seen a player sent off, first time ever that had happened before at a Netball World Cup. Stella Ayala.
You see this as they bring the ball down. Singapore just not turning fully, so they're not seeing all the options to their left and right.
Kai Wei Toe just bounces over the back of the goal. Almost an interception for Singapore, but easy does it. Into Tanimo once more.
And this is good from Samoa. They soaked up that pressure from the big start from Singapore.
Contact, wing at the line. Holding goalkeeper contact.
So quite a turnaround here. Singapore had cut it to 8. And this
Singapore centre.
takes Samoa 12 clear.
That is breakaway defence. That is contact. Bag obstruction keeper.
Strong position again from Tanimo. She's absolutely bossed that front circle for Samoa. She's the star of the show so far.
She is, and I like that Nolita didn't just give that front option, she held it,
Hold time.
saw the defense come round and used the backspace option. That wing attack.
So into the final 8 minutes here of this Group E game.
Where you are, centre.
Samoa will dip at the start of this quarter, but they've composed themselves and
Goal defence.
reasserted their authority. And it's this lady Tanimo, they'll shoot. Oh, lovely little under armour from Sanita To'o. That was cheeky.
That was cheeky indeed. I liked it a lot. Nice, and I like that she had the confidence to do it as well. Just to put a little spin, make it a bit different.
She makes it look easy, Tanimo, doesn't it? But getting position in between two defenders like that, it's hard work to continue to do that on a regular basis.
Oh, definitely. And you're constantly body on that. So it's draining as it is, but it's getting your footwork, playing off the back defender, and then working the front one. And she's doing it really nicely.
Crowd here enjoying this Group E match between Singapore and Samoa, and they'll like the look of Charmaine So's outside shooting there. This place is going to be packed to the rafters this afternoon.
Punish contact centre.
From 2:30, we build up to England's next game against Trinidad and Tobago, looking for their 5th win of the tournament, on course for the semi-finals. Tanimo sends down another one. Do you think the Roses will start feeling the pressure as the week goes on? They're playing so well at the moment. They've shaken off the unfortunate injury to Layla Guscott, but they look in such good form. But mentally, how do you think they'll handle the expectation, which will build and build as the week goes on?
I think they're getting experience. Well, we saw how great they were at the Commonwealth Games. I know they were the underdogs, but getting that gold medal, that is playing under pressure day in, day out. And as you say, so far they have done it so well in this competition, and I think they're now enjoying it as well. They've embraced the crowd. They know what the noise levels are like from day one. The fans have been hyper for them. So now they're just playing their own game, and they're playing it well.
Speaking of playing well, Tanimo
Singapore centre.
all day long. Approaching the final 5 minutes here of this match. Samoa looking forward to that playoff against Fiji on Friday morning.
Striking on fence to short lane.
Singapore will have another match as well.
Whole time injury, goal shooter
That'll be a
Samoa.
ranking game against Sri Lanka.
Tanimo going off for Samoa.
That'll be a relief for Singapore.
Indeed. 44 out of 47 she was shooting. Great stats. But probably resting up for the Fiji game.
Yeah, Asita Ortavagaya has come on in a goal shoot position for Samoa. Charmaine So with that responsibility for Singapore. Centurion, of course, the captain of the Singaporean team.
That's it.
Sunita Tol offloads to Ortavagaya and makes no mistakes on that range.
No.
Frustrated look on the face of Natalie Milicic, on course for another defeat here. It's been
It's been hard work, hasn't it, for
difficult,
Singapore?
yeah. Toil all week long. Shooting hasn't been an issue though. That's a real highlight of their game at this tournament. It's just the distribution they've struggled with.
Throw it. Whole time.
Speaking of which, that
Samoa has been doing the same in terms of some of their through court. It's been their shooting stats that has helped them.
only 2 players in the Singapore team had Netball World Cup experience coming into this tournament. Kimberly Lim and Charmaine So. And it's Kai Wei To. She's a player who has impressed on her Netball World Cup debut. Shot of Sindhu now on the sideline there. That nose is still bleeding a little, dropped a big knock in that first half.
Vantage break, your way to feed.
Need an indication of how physical this game can be. That's it.
Vantage structure, goal attack. Vantage structure, keep contact centre.
3 minutes to go here. Samoa looking comfortable. There's the quarter split. Saw that 13 each in the third quarter. That's as close as Singapore have got. Just the 1 quarter they've won at this tournament out against Fiji in the previous match. They are the 26th ranked team in the world, the lowest ranked team at this Netball World Cup. So it was always going to be a tough ask for Singapore to challenge the the teams above them. But what do you think they need to add to their game, Pam, to try and compete with the sides above them on the overall rankings?
I think it's working at that intensity for longer. Yes, shooting has been good, but not as good as the higher ranked teams. So they're sitting on 69% and 79%. So that's quite low for international netball. I think on defense, yes, they have come out with a couple of turnovers, but their structure, I don't think is solid enough that they can, again, it's that consistency, do it consistently and put off those top teams. A long way to go, but they're gaining experience each time they step on court.
Yeah, they qualified here, finishing second in the Asian Regional Qualifying event. It was held in September last year, playing their 10th World Cup here in Liverpool, Singapore. Oh, catch and release. That's the best catch and release I've seen since Fisher Mania.
And that's one of the differences, how much more direct this passing is from Samoa. And Singapore can't keep up with that.
Charmaine So into Kai Wei To. That little no-look layoff back to a captain, and So just misses that one. Not up in the high numbers on the percentage that we're used to from her.
Sideline. Yes. Contact, goalkeeper. Samoa centre.
This is good finish from Samoa.
Contact,
They rode the wave. It was level pegging midway through that fourth quarter, but they've now come up 3 goals. It's the difference. They have lifted when they needed to.
Final seconds here. Samoa won't get another goal to finish this one off. Seconds out. That's full time. And it's Samoa who get their 3rd win in as many days here in Group E. They have beaten Singapore by 63 goals to 49.
Congratulations to Samoa. Congratulations to Singapore.
Yeah, Samoa just keep on keeping on. Difficult opening stage for them, but since then it's just they got the winning formula going, Pam, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely strong in this group. They're really starting to lift their game, and we're seeing those stars shine. I think their defensive pressure was on Shong, but what I really loved was those shooting combination between Tanimo and Salona to start this game. They worked that partnership nicely, as we see Salona there, and their accuracy was high, and that's what kept Samoa in this game.
Yeah, T. Salanoa, 11 from 11 for her, 100%. So Tanimo, 45 of 48. With those kind of numbers, it's going to get you close to a W every time. Samoa will go up against Fiji on Friday morning in the battle for 13th place. Fiji picked up a win against Sri Lanka earlier on today here in Liverpool. And Singapore will play their final match. It will be a ranking game against Sri Lanka on Friday. Here's the tail of the tape of this match over 4 quarters. What stands out, Pam?
Well, it's the shot. So they both had pretty much similar attempts, 63 for Singapore, 68 for Samoa, but the percentage, as we said, was high for Samoa. Turnovers conceded, similar. So in through court, they were both making mistakes, but the rebounds off the missed shots for Samoa on Singapore's shooting allowed them to push on through, and they were the stronger team.
Yeah, 4th meeting at Netball World Cups between these two, and it's 4 wins for Samoa over Singapore, and they are looking very strong indeed ahead of that group decider against Fiji on Friday morning. Day off tomorrow, and they'll need it. Let's get some reaction now, and their 100% shooter from this match, T. Salanoa, is with Hannah Wilkes.
Well, T, 100% from you in that game. A strong performance in that shooting cycle all round, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. We put out a good effort. I didn't know I shot at 100%, so I'm happy with that. Yeah.
As a team, you really look like you've grown as you've progressed in the tournament. Is that how you found it on court?
Yeah, I think we wanted a bigger margin for this game. Our game plan was when we get a buffer, we just want to keep pushing. And I think in that game, we got a big buffer and then we dropped, but we're happy with how we finished.
A very needed, I would assume, rest day for you tomorrow. How much are you looking forward to getting your feet up before the playoffs on Friday?
We're very happy with that. I think it worked out well. I think we have Fiji on Friday, so I think it's going to be a physical game on Friday. So we're looking forward to the rest.
Certainly will be well played today.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. I'll bring in Francis. Francis, I just said it to T, but it seems to be so the case. The confidence of this team has gone on and grown so much as you've progressed. How happy are you with how your team are playing on court?
Relatively happy. I still think we didn't execute a full 60 minutes of what we're capable of. So, there's still patches there, but I think from where we started to where we are today, we've progressed quite a bit. So we'll be ready for our next game.
You came into the tournament ranked 14th in the world. Now got the opportunity to play off for 13th place in a World Cup. In terms of Samoa netball, how big is that?
It's huge for us. Again, when you look at teams like Samoa and Fiji, we don't have a lot of resources, and the player depth back in the islands is also challenging. So we make the most of what we have, and I also want to thank Netball Samoa and Normia, our president, and Rosie, our CEO, for just being able to give us this opportunity.
Well played today. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.
Natalie, another disappointing loss, but you drew a quarter. I've got to ask, what did you say at the end of the third? Because when you came out here on the beginning of the fourth quarter, your girls were on fire.
Yeah, look, I think that we just have to make sure we keep showing that fire in the belly, and today I think that we fought back really well. We had a very stiff talk at half-time just to remind us of what our goals were for the game, and I think we came out and we showed that little bit more passion in that second half.
What were those goals? Because I think it's really interesting when watching the teams that are lower ranked in terms of world rankings, what you look to achieve in these games at World Cup.
So just being able to front up, at the end of the day we're playing bigger bodied players and we're playing very skilled players. So as I say, we've had individual things that we wanted to achieve from this tournament, and throughout this week we've absolutely done that. We just need to put it together all at once so that we're not always, in that back seat to actually start that fight. Yeah.
Came into this tournament as the lowest ranked team in terms of those INF rankings, playing off 15th, 16th. How big would it be to get that 15th, and will it be a disappointment if you don't achieve that?
Look, it's also not just about, we've talked a lot about not becoming score focused, it's about performance, and if we can walk off that court and hold our heads high, that's what we're trying to achieve from this tournament.
Thanks very much. Good luck on Friday.
Thank you.